Yo, what's going on? It's Old Man McGowan, and today is St. Patrick's Day. It's a really special day for me because I'm Irish. If you didn't guess by Mick Gowan. I was gonna start off at top of the morning to you today, but well, it's not really top of the morning at all anymore. And by the time this video actually gets posted, it's gonna be probably late in the evening. Now, I was going to do a live stream today, but all the servers were really laggy, so I'm standing around this corner here, because if you look over there, there's a bunch of zombies, and I don't want them to see me and kill me as I'm trying to do a little intro for you. Say hello. Alright, yes. Now, the reason why I wanted to play Unturned today, the big reason, is because there's Prince Edward Island in here. Now, that's a big thing in my history, Prince Edward Island. I've got family from there, and that's like my Irish heritage. My family, like they, way back when they were in Ireland, not too long ago, I guess. My great-grandfather lived in Ireland, and then pretty much everybody else since then has lived here. We had some distant McGowans that lived in Ireland still for a few, well, until like maybe 15 years ago, and then the rest of them. The last ones, well, the ones that we know were part of our family. They lived to like England now, I think. That's where they're living. Anyways, so this is pretty cool. We're in Prince Edward Island on St. Patrick's Day. I don't have a cam set up, but if you could see me right now, I am wearing a green hat with a clover on it that says, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." Oh my goodness. My sister said she was gonna pinch me if I didn't wear something green, so I was like, well, she was like, you're not wearing something green. I was like, well, we're Irish, we don't have to wear something green, do we? I thought that was for people that weren't Irish to pretend they're Irish. But you know, it's fun to get in the spirit. I always love to get in the spirit of St. Patrick's Day. Oh my goodness. Now, we're dying, though. We're dying. We had to get in here in the spirit somehow. So, Prince Edward Island, I believe, is true history, Irish history now, because a lot of people, I think, moved from Ireland to Canada, and a lot of them settled in Prince Edward Island. And, you know, there's so many people from Ireland all over the world. There's more Irish people in the rest of the world than there is actually in Ireland, you know, like... Ireland's only got a few million people in it, which you think, there's a few million people. Yeah, there's a few million people. It's a small place when you think about it in the scheme of things. I live in Edmonton, Alberta, and that's where a lot of people from the east coast of Canada moved after times of economic downturn in the country and just couldn't survive. Oh my goodness, just like we didn't survive right there. Oh my goodness. No, I didn't plan that out at all, but oh my goodness. Didn't survive, couldn't survive in Prince Edward Island either, so they had to move away from there too. Sometimes, you know, some people had to move to Alberta, where I live, just try and make a living, because that's where the economy seemed to be able to have the jobs. The jobs were there at the time. There was a lot of jobs, and so a lot of people moved over here. But you know, it's just like part of the history. It's just part of the way things go. Sometimes you got to move away from where you live, just because things are not supportable. The economy can't support everybody, and you know, way back when, it's like before we had like economy being the biggest thing. It was like the land and all that, right? And so. Yeah, I don't want to go too much in history, because, well, you know, then we can go all day here, but let's have some fun playing this. Let's try and survive in Prince Edward Island. I've been to Prince Edward Island in real life here, because I got family from there, right? Beautiful place. And this game is cool. This game does look beautiful, too. I love the way it looks, and there's, like, red sand here, and that's something that's actually, like, that's native to Prince Edward Island. I got family in Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland. I got family all over the place, really, but I mean, like, there's still family that lives out there. And yeah, it's beautiful place. Alright, we're gonna eat some wheat. Okay, I'm gonna change cameras here. We're gonna change cameras. I don't know if you noticed, I got some clothes here. See, look at this. I've got a pirate suit now. Now, I guess I picked that up while we were playing, and then after I was done playing, like on one of those live streams there, it told me I had some gear, and then now I can equip some gear and make my character look like he's got clothes on, even though they're not functional clothes in the game. So, like, it doesn't look like I'm naked anymore, so that's good. But if it was in the Yukon or something, I guess we'd still have to find clothes, otherwise we'd freeze to death. Prince Edward Island right now, it seems to be like not winter. Yeah, I'm sure in the winter time we'd probably be screwed as well. Now I got a potato. Hey, there we go. I love potatoes. I love potatoes. I love potatoes. Now, if you go to Prince Edward Island, you can have the potatoes there. I'm pretty sure they allow you to have the potatoes from Prince Edward Island and other places. But you can't have them from Newfoundland. From Newfoundland over to the rest of the world, they don't let you like take the potatoes or send the potatoes anywhere. If you go over and visit by ferry and not fly, you know, they actually make you like wash your boots when you get on the boat, because they're really worried about spreading that potatoes virus any further than it's been already. It causes a lot of problems for a lot of people, and it's spread way back before anybody really realized like all the scientific mumbo jumbo about it and all that. Back in the day, from Ireland over here to Canada, over to Newfoundland, and you know, I think it's spread to some other parts too, but it hasn't been like super big time problem anywhere else. But it has happened in a lot of places in Newfoundland as well. And so, you know, like there's a lot of soil over there that isn't spoiled by it, and you can totally grow potatoes. Just like in Ireland, there is some, like a lot of places where, like, you know, it's still good and your potatoes will grow. And then you'll get this, sometimes it'll be this potato virus thing. And what people are referring to when that happens is it's like, you won't even know that it's happening until it actually happens. Like you'll spend like an entire season like growing your potatoes, and then your potatoes will look all good and stuff, and they'll be green on top and everything. And then when you go to like dig them out of the ground, they look like potatoes, right? They still look like potatoes. They look like good potatoes as long as you grew good potatoes, you know. And then like within 24 hours, they're gonna like spoil and go bad, and like it's like awful. It's this thing that they just like go all gross and turn all black and stuff. I mean, like, yeah, not good, not good, not good, not good. And I don't know actually all the chemical, technical reasons for why it does it, but that's as far as I know of the story of it, and it's an awful thing. Anyways, enough about that. Let's have some fun here. We are surviving so far. Speaking of food, we do have a little bit of food. We got some eggs right there. We got some eggs. Okay, so in this one, we're just like trying to survive, and this is on solo here, because like I was saying, I couldn't find a server that wasn't gonna lag out ridiculously. Oh, ow, no, come on. Can I not jump and grab at the same time? Jump, 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 jump and F. Jump and F at the same time. Jump F. Spacebar F. No? It makes me wait, because I don't have enough jump time. I have to wait. I have to wait. The stamina bar. That lightning bar at the bottom left, the thing that looks like an S or a 3 in whatever ancient symbol that 3 is. Anyways, I don't remember which symbol that is. That's 3 in some ancient symbol. That's where the S thing with the that's 33 or whatever, you know, all that. I don't remember. I don't remember. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Here we go. What do we got here? What do we got? Now, do we have a weapon yet? We don't have a weapon, but we do have some like clothes and stuff. Maybe we'll just tear these clothes up, because we could always use bandages. We're always getting like torn up. We need bandages. We need like bandages. We're gonna make an actual like decent bandage out of that. What do we got? Nothing. I don't like the saw for punching zombies. It seems like I can't time it out as good as just a regular punch. It'll take us a few more punches, but I'll get bit less. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Swiss Army knife. That's a Swiss Army knife. That's awesome. I love that. That's wicked. That's totally cool, because it reminds me of Scouts, because, like, you know, I actually still have, like, my Swiss Army knife from Scouts. I was Scout. I was part of the Canadian Scouting 175th Scouting Troop, Southwood. And I went in all the way up through Venturers. I went from Beavers, Cubs, Scouts, Venturers. I didn't do Rovers. But, you know, Venturers was good enough for me. Venturers was awesome. Rovers was a little bit of a different thing. I liked what the Venturers was about. And it's like at a certain age you can go into Rovers, but then it's like a different type of thing. And Venturers, it's not like there was a limit. You could still be a Venturer. You could just stay as a Venturer, or you could go as a Rover. Rover was just like, you couldn't be a Rover until a certain age limit, right? There was an age restriction on it. Just like all other things, like Beavers is just for the little guys, then Cubs you're just a little bit older, and then you turn into a Scout. And then if you want, you can go in Adventurers, which is like, that's where the really fun stuff happens in Scouting here anyways. That's where I really got to learn, like, how to have fun out camping, real styles, like just grab backpack, just like we're doing right now in Unturned, actually, you know, like we're grabbing up survival gear. We go out with our Swiss Army knife, right? We got some twine. We used to just grab some twine. We'd bring twine and a tarp, and then we'd bring some food, right? And you kind of plan out your meals, and you plan out like minimalistic meals so you don't carry any more than you're gonna need, right? So you're not bringing like fancy stuff for, like, you know, you're not bringing junk food, that's for sure. And you gotta like tie your food up in a tree and stuff so the bears don't get it. But I'm telling you, even if you tie your food up in a tree, I mean, yeah, it might stop some bears and stuff, but bears can climb trees too, you know. Bears can climb trees. So, you know, bears can climb trees, but you want to tie it up in a tree, like, away from where you're camping, so if they do go for it and stuff, it's not like they're, like, near you, you know? And then, here's the other thing about tying your food up in the tree. There was one time, I wasn't actually on the trip. My older brother, Paul, he was on a trip with his venture crew a couple of years before I was in it, and one of their guys, they had their food tied up in a tree overnight. A porcupine ate like all the guy's food and like everything he had tied up in the tree. It even ate his canteen. Like, he had a canteen, like a water canteen, and this canteen was like a metal canteen that was wrapped in like a cloth, like it was cloth around it, and it had like, I don't know, plaid on it or something like that. There was a lot of canteens like that. I had a couple canteens that were like exactly the same. And he's like, yeah, the porcupine ate all the cloth around it. Like, you know, I'm sure that porcupine would have eaten the metal if it could have too. Porcupine was just hungry porcupine, I guess. But yeah, sometimes there is no saving your food. There's nothing. You can't plan on that kind of stuff, right? Like, you sort of do whatever you can to try and avoid it from happening, but it'll still happen sometimes. And you got to know what's up with the animals, and that's when I really learned about the forest, the woods, stuff like that. I love that. Scouting was good for that. The Swiss Army knife totally reminded me of all that. Sorry, that it probably had nothing really to do with this video game or anything, but hey, that's kind of what we do with these Let's Plays here. We have fun, we talk about some stuff. And that's why I love this video game, because it's actually got like relevance to a lot of stuff and realistic. That's the realism of it to me. It might not look realistic, but the fact that you gotta go around and search for things, you can only carry a certain amount of stuff, you can make stuff out of things that you find, and you can like form backpacks and stuff. That's what you'd have to do if you're like trying to survive, right? We had times where we went out and we had like just a lot of fun just bringing like, yeah, things that we didn't need to carry, and we'd bring extra gear and have to pack it back in and stuff. But like to to learn about all that stuff, you wanna actually think about it beforehand, so when you go into it and you experience it, you have an idea of what it might be like in actual survival situation. And while we were out camping, having fun, and playing capture the flag and stuff when we were in scouts, even things like that, which capture the flag, I don't know if you've ever played it or not. Basically, the way we played capture the flag was out in the woods. We split up into teams, because with cubs and scouts, there's like big groups of people. You're like got 30 people in your scouting troop, right? And with venturers, you got like 4 or 5 guys or whatever, and you're going out in the woods and stuff like that. And you don't have like the leaders anymore. You've got like some advisors in venturers, right? Where you get to like ask people if they'd be nice enough to be your advisor, but like it's not like the adults plan everything. They don't plan anything in venturers. You do what you guys want to do, and the advisors are just there to do exactly what they sound like. They're just to advise you on your plans. So if you come up with something real like stupid of an idea, like, hey, we're gonna go and climb Mount Everest, and we're gonna try and do it in like 2 days, they're gonna be like, well, you don't know how to climb like that. Maybe you should try something smaller first, and that sounds like a ridiculous goal. You know, like they would tell you stuff like that and keep you like down to earth. We never came up with any ridiculous goal like climbing Everest in 2 days or nothing like that. I've never done that kind of technical climbing, but it seemed like a good example to use. Okay, so what do we got here? We've got a flashlight that we're totally giving away our position, but that's alright. If zombies come at us, we have our trusty Swiss Army knife. We'll just stab them like that. Could use some food. I might have to use that fancy bandage that we crafted already. I need to find more gear. Definitely need to find more gear. Now, I was in a server yesterday, and I was doing a whole bunch of building, and that was fun. I'd like to get back into one of those servers in a live stream with you guys, and actually be able to build a whole bunch of stuff that's going to stick around and everything. In here, we'll probably stick to just like the houses that are there. I see no problem with the houses that are there. I might modify a couple if we can. If we ever do find a chainsaw, that would be awesome. But I mean, this game obviously takes a long time to get anywhere, and if we don't die on these couple of zombies, we'll hopefully get some gear. Alright, we really gotta be careful, because it's not like, yeah, we can just go to the store or go to the hospital, right? Like, there is no store, there is no hospital. So that's realistic in here. In those servers there, you can just, like, you get money for killing zombies. I mean, like, out in real apocalypse styles, they're not paying you to kill zombies. Oh, you just kill a zombie, and then all of a sudden you got money out of nowhere, right? No. And then you can just like type in on your phone or something, and you're gonna get like magically appear stuff in your inventory. You'll just have guns appear. No, that's not gonna happen. So this is more realistic in that kind of sense, and that's cool about it. All right, we got some binoculars. That's find of the day right there. That is the find of the day. Binoculars. I'm gonna spin the little knife, fancy knife spin there. I don't know if it actually does that, but it seems that every time I hit that button and I want to make it do it, it's done it. So I think that's what it does. It just spins the knife. I don't know why there would be a key that just spins the knife, but it's cool. Alright, it probably doesn't actually do it. Next time I hit that button to make it spin the knife, it's probably not going to do that. Oh, it did it. It totally did it again. That was awesome. That was awesome. I guess that does do it. Spin the knife. Fancy spin the knife. I guess so that's so you can like taunt people or something maybe. That's cool. Yeah, trusty Swiss Army knife here. Yeah. Maybe if we could like build a snare or something, we could like, trap something for food or something, you know. It seems like we have to like chase after those cows and deer and pigs and things. In the servers there, we found like we could fashion a leather stuff out of the cows. Or even the pigs. We made like a pig leather suit, pig leather backpack. Alright, we got a whole bunch of gear now. We got a whole bunch of gear. Alright, I think we're gonna clear out this playground. We must clear out the playground. Children, Children need their playground. If anything, if any place needs to be cleared out, we need to clear out a safe place for the children. And then we need to keep all the zombie fighting in a perimeter around the playground. Do not let the zombies ever get to the playground. So, like, technically, the playground should be the last stand always, right? Everybody just on the playground. Be like, kids, get up on top of the slide, and we'll defend you from down here. And you know, like, don't slide down the slide or something like that. If everything really got bad, because I mean, like, hey man, you gotta keep the kids away from the whole zombie thing. We gotta keep the kids out of the zombie apocalypse, right? We gotta save the children. Save the children. Save the children. All right, it looks like we saved the place. Look, we got a nice hockey arena out here. So they've got these circles here painted. That's not actually how they do it, but whatever. You know, it is how they did it in the game. Actually, my first job ever was making ice for an outdoor rink. That was the first thing I ever did as a job. And it was a lot of fun. It was really tough, though. I had probably the hardest job out of any rink in the city, and it was ridiculous. Okay, so you had to take a fire hose, right? And then most places have, like, here, look, this is kind of actually realistic to like what most places have. At most, you've got a fire hydrant that's like that far away, right? So you think about it. You got to carry enough fire hose to get to the rink, and then you got to carry enough fire hose to make it to the end of the rink so you can actually flood the ice, right? Comfortably, and there's got to be enough hose so you can move back and forth, and then you're spraying it up in the air and spraying it up in the air and spraying it up in the air and just moving back and forth, and then you're spraying it up in the air and spraying it up in the air, and getting a nice even flow, nice even spread as you're backing up until you reach it back to the end, and then you're going a little bit on the other way, and you're going a little bit on the other way, same way. And you do that back and forth a few times, right? And at the right time, when it's the right temperature outside, it'll work perfect for you, and it'll go nice and smooth without any bubbles and everything. And your base is really important to get. Like, this is really bad here. You don't want to clear all that crap out before the winter hits, so it would be nice and smooth down there. Anyways, but yeah, think about it. That's not too bad right there. Just carrying enough hose to get across the street and over into a rink. That's probably like, I don't know. You got to carry like two of those things, two hoses, two attachments, two links, two sections, whatever you want to call them. You see in the movies and stuff, the guy's got the fire hose on their shoulders, right, and they're running upstairs or whatever, right? And in the movies, they usually got like one hose, right? Or some movies, they're just grabbing one end of the hose and they're running. You can't just grab one end of the hose and then run. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. You're talking about tons and tons of weight, tons and tons of weight. So you got to carry this hose, right? And this is like one, maybe two sections, right? I had like 8 sections. That was nowhere near where I had to go. Okay, my rink. Okay, say my rink was right here. Okay, well, my rink was at a playground. It was at a playground. Playground was right beside the rink. But then I had to like run. Let's do this way. I had to run all the way down this way. I had to run all the way across a field, and then no, you'd think there would be a hydrant there. No, there wasn't. I had to run like there. That's realistic. That's about how far I had to run, because there was an entire field. Like it was the size, like the size of the field that I had to cross before I even got to the fire hydrant was way longer than the size of an ice rink. And say that ice rink was actual size, which it's totally not. Totally not. That gave me a new respect for people that actually fight fires for a living. I always had respect for them ever since I was a little kid. But when I actually started having to carry 8 sections of fire hose across a field that was over 300 feet, it was over 300 feet that I had to run the fire hose, the length of hose. And I had to run that, I had to run out that distance in 4 minutes. tops and get the water pumping through those hoses as quick as I could. Because the hoses were always wet. There's always water in the hose. And in 3-4 minutes, you got a hose outside, Canadian weather, winter. The whole thing that we're doing is making ice, right? The whole reason why we're flooding the rink is because it's perfect temperature to freeze the water. You know, it does it proper. Good timing. Yeah. You don't make it in 4 minutes, you got to run all that hose back inside. Hopefully that the furnace is working that day so that you can actually thaw out the hose. Well, if it wasn't working that day, then your whole flood would be thrown off, and it's just not happening. Not happening. And occasionally it would be just damp and not like wet. If it was wet, yeah, you're not getting that hose out there in 4 minutes. It's freezing up. And if it does freeze up and then you turn it on, the water will go through the hose like to a certain point, and then the pressure will just build up too high, even though you have to use a pressure regulator for the hoses like law. Otherwise it'll like be uncontrolled pressure, and then it could blow the hose like right up and explode and like have big bad problems. But yeah, that pressure will build up even with the pressure regulator, and then it'll knock off one of the buckles, one of the sections or something, right? You get smashed in the face or something with one of those things. Yeah, I got hit with those a couple times. They hurt bad. But yeah, this totally reminded me of that. Totally reminded me. Yeah, this is ridiculous, this game. It's like, this is realism. This is realism. Surviving in a zombie apocalypse would be this kind of ridiculous. Like, what have we even got? We've got nothing now, because we dropped all of our stuff. It was over by the ice rink. If we could find that ice rink, all our stuff was over there still. Look, there's another playground. There's another playground. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna hold it down under this Canada flag, and hopefully... Oh, no. No, maybe I'm not going to hold it down under the Canada flag. Crap. Canada, I will not let you down. I will not let you down. I will not let you down, Prince Edward Island. I will not let you down. Oh, no. Oh, no. That wasn't... We weren't letting them down. There was nothing we could do. We got mauled by zombies. We're going back in, though. We're going back in. We're going to get some revenge. We're gonna get some revenge. We're gonna get some revenge. Against the zombies. There's not really anybody to get revenge against. The zombies are non-stop in this game. They will never end. Hopefully we'll be able to just keep on surviving over and over again, getting new lives every time we die. I don't know if my gear is actually back at that ice rink or not. To be honest, I haven't figured that out yet or not. In the servers, I know your stuff stays there, so you can like TPA, right? You can like just TPA back. But okay, the axe. I'm getting a little better with the axe. Let me axe you a few questions, zombies. Alright, if I could buy this, use a store, that would be wicked. If I could have found like a gun somewhere, that would have been awesome. Oh, there we go. Finally found a gun. We finally found a gun. Look at that. Look at that. But we don't have ammo. How about ammo? 20 gauge shells. 20 gauge shells. That's something. Oh, that thing's running fast. Is it dead? It's dead. Alright. How about this one? That one didn't die. That one didn't die. Run. Run! We're running. We're running. We're running. Okay, we're not dying this time. We're not dying this time. We died under the Canada flag. That was really embarrassing. Well, it wasn't an Ireland flag. It wasn't a flag for the day. You know, it just happens to be like part of history in my family, my Irish history. That Prince Edward Island is part of my Irish history, because that's where my Irish family moved to from Ireland. And you know what? It's actually a pretty small island. You can pretty much walk across the island in a 24-hour period or less. It is really that small, but it is like huge. It's big. I mean, it's big. It's big. You can definitely drive across it in like a few hours. It doesn't take long to drive across this whole island, but it's big. Like, it's a big place. Bigger than it sounds. It's making it sound really small. It's big. There's a lot of people, and when you're there, it's like it doesn't seem small. It looks like it's pretty populated. There's like a lot of houses and there's a lot of stuff. And there's like, you know, towns and cities just like everywhere else. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And when you're by the shore, it looks beautiful like this. It's amazing. It really is. And you know, on that note, I'm probably going to bring this video to an end. This has been a lot of fun, you guys. I plan on bringing you a few more unturned videos. Hopefully you've had fun and you know, listen to me ramble on like a true Irish style, I suppose. Irish are known for talking and rambling on, I suppose. And I guess that's me being, that's my Irish coming out of me. Alright, anyways. Till next time, guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm Old Man McGowan. Keep on playing.